Hello everybody, this is another Hot Wheels Collector video. Today we're going to be looking at the Aston Martin DB5 from 1963. This actually features in the Fast and Furious 5 pack from 2023, and I actually got my 5 pack from a Smith's Toy Superstore's store. And an actual clearance price, which was very interesting. I was really over the moon to get it at such a great deal. I will also mention that this video is actually using a new lighting, so please leave any feedback in the comments below. All feedback is absolutely appreciated, and it does allow me to better these videos for you guys and your viewing experience. But anyways, let's get into the actual facts about this car. So this car actually features in Fast and Furious 6 and seems to be just kind of a background car. It does not seem to actually fill any main role in the movies, unfortunately, because this is a really cool car, and a car that many people associate with James Bond. I also find this car very interesting that it does have that same colour as James Bond as well. This car also has a 4-litre inline-6 engine, which is actually naturally aspirated. This car also has 282 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque, converting to about 379 newton meters of torque. This car also has a 0 to 60 in 7.4 seconds and a top speed of 145 miles per hour. This car costed $12,995 in 1963 when this car was actually brand new. That equates to $126,000 today and about £100,000 today. Now, this costs, if you want one of these by the way, about $1.3 million or about £1 million. So this is definitely not a cheap car. I definitely think that James Bond movie has also added a lot of value to this car. I don't actually think the Fast and Furious franchise has actually added any value to the car, because actually I didn't even know this car featured in the movies, and that just shows how much of a background car this must have been. I may be totally wrong, but I could not find much at all about this car, so please let me know if you guys actually know what it was used for. For some reason I have a wedding or something in mind, but I might be totally wrong, so again, please let me know what this actually does in the Fast and Furious 6 movie. But anyways, that's all the facts about this car. Now let's get into the actual showcase of the Hot Wheels model. Alright, so kicking off this showcase, we'll first of all talk about the side profile of the car, and we'll first of all talk about the wheel choice. So this car is rolling on the lace wheels, and they have been done in chrome. I really do like these wheels on this car actually. I think they suit it amazingly. I'm not actually sure what other type of wheel would suit this car. With it being quite a classical car, not many wheel choices would actually fit with this car, and I also don't think the aero discs would look very good on this car either. So I think this is one of the very few wheel choices that would actually look good on this car, and they really do, to be entirely honest. They look phenomenal. As for the actual colour of the car, this is just a silver or a very light metallic grey. I would say it's definitely a silver though, but you guys can make up your mind on that. I will mention that this Aston does not have any side mirrors or wing mirrors if you're from the UK, and I will also mention that the front windows are not wound down. I actually quite like that look on this car in particular. I think the classic cars do look better with their front windows wound up. And this car does not actually have any tamper work on the side, but there are a few nice details in the metal castings. First of all, we have that door handle, which is very nicely done, and you can also see that nice side vent as well, which has also been nicely done. It does sort of look like it's been tampered on camera and actually in person too. I did have to have a really good look at this, but it isn't. It's just a really nice bit in the metal casting. I'm actually surprised at the level of detail that vent actually received from Hot Wheels. It actually looks very 3D and it looks really realistic, to be honest. I'm really happy with that one. Okay, so taking a look at the front of the car then. The tamper work is very nice here. It's very minimal, but it gets the job done perfectly. So first of all, we do have the headlights, which have been done in a realistic look, although I will mention they actually don't fit the entire headlight carve out on the metal casting, and they're not quite the right size. The reason why the headlights do actually look so funky is because the tamper work is actually done from the hood or the top of the car. So you can see that Aston Martin badge has also been tampered, which is a very nice detail by the way. But that is obviously how they've done the headlights as well. They haven't actually tampered the headlights from the front of the car, so therefore they can only actually do half of the headlights, because only half of the headlights run onto the top of the car, whilst half of the headlights maintain at the front of the car. and that's just kind of what you get with mainlines. Unfortunately, it is a lack of detail, and it kind of does look a little bit goofy. As for the actual front bumper of this car, the front bumper is created using the chrome plastic base, and I'll also mention that the grille of the car is created using the dark grey interior plastic. Very nice use of those plastics to make an ultra realistic looking car. I will say this car does look great. The metal casting is on point. There is no other details or tamper work, I should really say, on the front of the car. The only little bit of detail that there is in the actual metal casting is that nice vent on the hood of the car as well, or bulge in the hood, I should say. That is a very nice detail, and once again is accurate to the real life model. Right, moving on to this side of the car. Hopefully you can see that there. There is no difference in the details to the previous side, so I'm not going to bore you on this one, but you can obviously pause the video and have a look for yourself if you are looking for something specific. If not, let's move on to the rear of the car then. So this is another section of the car where the details are on point. So the rear lights, as well as the indicators and reverse lights, have actually all been tampered. So the indicator or side marker lights have actually been done in orange, accurate to the real life car as per usual with Hot Wheels. We also have the brake lights, which have been done in red, and we have the reverse lights, which have been done in white. There is a little bit of detailing, which I will zoom this in on the actual editing so you can see this. In fact, I might just do it now so you can see it there. Look at that. So we do have that DB5 badging there, done in black tampo, very nice detailing. And there is also actually an Aston Martin badge there as well. Love that detail, and that has been done in black as well. Okay, we can now zoom on back out and take a look at the rear bumper of this car. So the rear bumper of this car has actually been done using the base chrome plastic once again, and it looks really realistic to the real life car as per usual. And that's really it for the details on the rear. They have actually carved out a license plate holder, so you could add your own details using some kind of stickers. Usually people like to use permanent stickers which stick there forever, hence the name. But there you go, you could add your own little detail there. But other than that, all the details are spot on. And finally, let's talk about the top of the car. And there really isn't a whole lot to talk about other than it does look very realistic. But actually in the metal casting, there isn't much going on the roof or the trunk. It just is realistic to the real life car. Love to see that detail. I love to see a Hot Wheels which is accurate to the real life car, and that is just why I love these factory fresh looking Hot Wheels, because it allows Hot Wheels to give headlights and rear lights to the cars, and those are two of the absolute main features of a car. They are so large, and if they are missing, it's quite obvious on most cars. But anyways, that is it for this showcase. Now let's get into my final thoughts and review on this thing. Alright, so now it's time for my final thoughts and review on this car. I absolutely love this casting. It is so beautiful in my opinion. As for the detailing, once again, it's absolutely on point. The only complaint I do have is the headlights. They do look a little bit goofy, but I suppose they have done the best with what they can for mainline cars. As for the colour choice on this car, it is superb and is realistic to the movie car. It looks very much like the James Bond one as well. I absolutely also love the wheel choice on this one as well. I think they suit this car amazingly, and I think the chrome wheels are an absolute must on this car. They just enhance the design so very much. And that is really it. Oh, and one last thing I really do love about this car, the use of the plastics. I love the use of the base plastic to create those bumpers. I love it when Hot Wheels do that. It just adds so much extra detail. And as for that use of the interior plastic to create that grille, super genius from Hot Wheels. Looks great and way more realistic than it would if they were to just use the metal. Really nice detailing from Hot Wheels. But anyways, that leads me on to my score out of 10. When I have this car out of 10, it's going to be receiving a solid 9 out of 10. What a great car. I absolutely have very minimal complaints. Obviously this car does not have any wing mirrors, but that is totally acceptable because actually the wing mirrors would be very hard to replicate because they are those old school silver ones, or chrome ones I should really say. And they are very thin and just would look stupid if Hot Wheels tried to make them blob wing mirrors, which they usually put on a lot of their cars nowadays. They just wouldn't look right, so I think it's best they just didn't put any on. And as for the headlights, I think they've done the best that they could. They don't look too bad, and the more you look at them, the less bad they actually look. But anyways, that is it for this video. So if you guys did enjoy, make sure to like. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Remember, you can also press that notification bell so you do not miss any new uploads. Remember, you can also share this video with any friends, family, or any groups who may be interested in this video. But remember, don't feel pressured if you don't feel like you have anybody who may be interested. You watching this video all the way to the end means so much to me, and I really do thank you for making it all the way up until this point. But anyways, that is it for this video, so I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye bye everyone.